Hi, thank you for joining me today. We are going to be doing some mobility with a little bit of yoga. So grab your mats, put on something comfortable, and meet me back here in a standing position. So we're going to stand up nice and tall. Feet are going to be wider than our hips. We're going to have our arms long by our side. What we're doing is we're coming onto that right big toe as we sweep this right arm up and over. Pause here. Come back through center. Switch to the other side. Come onto that big toe. Sweep that left arm up and over. We'll do this 3 more times each way. Inhaling and exhaling. And last time each way. And we'll come back to center. Now we're going to make our way to the top of the mat. Next move we're going to come into with our hands at heart center, and we're going to step that right leg back, coming to that lunge. So we're going to drop this right knee so it's right underneath our hip. We can tilt our pelvis forward, and once we're here, we glue our elbows to our side, and then our palms face each other. And we're going to twist to this left leg. So we're twisting and coming back to center. We're feeling it in our obliques, so those abdominals that are at the side of our belly. 4 more here, and 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more. Awesome. Come back to center. Bring those hands to heart center. Step your right foot forward. Now we step that left leg back. Same thing as the other side. Drop that knee. Tilt the pelvis forward. Bring your arms in front of you. Palms facing each other. Elbows glued. We turn towards that front leg. We can inhale and exhale as we twist. 2 more. And 1 more. Come back to center. Bring your hands to heart center. Step your left leg forward. Here's where we come to the yoga portion of our mobility. We're going to open up through our arms and our upper body. So big inhale, so we sweep our arms overhead, actively reach them. Reach the arms at the top, and then drop them through heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. So big sweep, big inhale, and exhale through heart center. 1 more time, big inhale, and big exhale. Awesome. From here, we're going to come into our hinging motion. So bringing your hands to your hips, and your feet are about fist distance apart. We are going to slightly bend our knees, pull our abdominals in, and move with our breath. So big inhale here, exhale with a flat back. We fold ourselves forward. Squeeze those glutes and hamstrings, the back of your legs, to come back up. So here's what it looks like from the side. We're going to go for 4 more. Pull those abdominals in. Nice big inhale, exhale. We hinge forward, so we're moving from our hips. Squeeze my glutes and come back up. And again, we lower and lift and lower and lift. 1 more time. Great. So now stepping to the top of our mat, we'll go through a full flow. So big inhale here, sweep those arms up. Flat back, long arms. We slowly swan dive all the way to the floor, where we are going to plant our hands and hop or step back into our plank. And then once we're in our plank, we'll lower ourselves all the way down. Untuck those toes. We'll come into a mini cobra here, since we're still warming up. So we gently press our chest away from the mat. Pull those abdominals in. 1 round of breath here. Lower yourself down. Tuck those toes. Press up and back into that downward dog. Once you're there, you can pedal out your feet. So straighten one leg as you bend the other. 2 more times each way. And then we lift that right leg high. Look at your hands, bring it all the way through. Plant that right foot, drop that left knee, untuck your left toes. Sweep those arms overhead. Exhale through heart center. Once we're here, we bring those arms in front of us, hands together. Again, we're twisting only towards one side. So we're opening up that arm, reaching it wide, coming back to center. 4 more times we open. And 2 more. And 1 more. Awesome. So next what we're going to do is we're going to fold forward, plant your hands on either side of our foot. Slide that left knee slightly behind your hip and drive that right knee forward. We're going to come into and out of this for 3 and then we'll hold it. So drive that knee forward and then bring that knee right over that ankle. And 2 more times. And 1 more time. Come out of it. Come back into it. Have a nice flat back. Pull those abdominals in. Let's take 4 rounds of breath here. Next, we're going to scoop that knee in. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Make sure that right knee is over your ankle. We're going to come into a 3-way ankle stretch. So we're going to drive that right knee forward again. Bring it back over our ankle. Bring it inside. Notice my foot stays planted. Back to center and then press it open. 2 more times here. And last time. And then we fold ourselves forward, we tuck our toes, bring our right foot back to meet our left and press up and back into that downward dog. Come to the other side, that left leg comes high. We look at our hands, we bring it all the way through, drop that back knee, untuck your toes, sweep your arms all the way up, and then exhale them through heart center. Bring those arms long in front of you, keeping your palms together. We open up only to that front leg, so only to the left side when our left leg's in front. And we're here for 4 more. And 3 more, and 2, and 1. Awesome, now we fold forward. We scoot this right knee behind our hip. We drive our knee forward, and we bring that knee back over our ankle. And we're driving, and back over our ankle 1 more time. And then we drive it forward, and we hold it there. Come onto your tips of your fingers, long spine. Pull your abdominals in. And then we can start to scoot this right knee underneath our hip, sit up nice and tall. And here's where we come to our 3-way ankle stretch. So again, we're driving that knee forward, coming back to center, pressing it in as my foot stays planted, back to center, and then press it out. And 1 more. And we can plant our hands. We'll tuck our back toes, step back into our plank, lower all the way down. This time we'll come into our Sphinx pose, so our elbows are underneath our shoulders. All 10 fingers are on the ground. We untuck our toes, elbows are close to us. Big inhale, pull your abdominals, and exhale, press yourself away. We'll take 3 breaths here. Awesome. We'll lower ourselves down, hands underneath our shoulders, tuck your toes, coming onto your knees. We'll come to all 4s. Once we're here, we will bring our right leg out long. Our left knee will be underneath our hip. We'll start to sit our shoulders back. Left hand is underneath our shoulder. Right arm comes to our head, and we drop our elbow to our right forearm, and then we drop it all the way up or to our left forearm. Pardon me. 4 more. We're up and down. 2 more. And 1 more. And we'll stay on the side. This right arm comes down. We shift our hips forward. Left arm now reaches for those toes and back to center. Two more. And 1 more. Come back to center, and now we'll reach for those toes, trying to reach our arm and our ear to the ground, finding a stretch here. This right arm can come right underneath your shoulder. Press up, come back to center, bring that right knee in. We switch sides, so now that left, we'll show you from the front what that looks like. That left leg comes along, I sit my right hip back. My right hand is underneath my shoulder. Left hand comes to the back of my head, and I'm up and down. Great. Come back to center. Plant those hands underneath your shoulders. Now we plant that left hand. That right hand reaches for our toes for 6. Finish up your last one. And then from here, we drop this arm through. Shoulder comes to the ground, ear comes to the ground. That left hand's underneath our left shoulder. And we come back to center. We bring that left knee in. We're going to go ahead and move ourselves through a flow. So we'll tuck those toes, shift our hips up and back. We'll start all the way at the top. So we'll walk or step our feet forward, roll ourselves all the way to standing. And then from here, we'll start our flow. Big inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Find that forward fold, 3 rounds of breath here. Plant those hands and hop or step back into that plank. Once you're in your plank, lower yourself all the way down. Untuck your toes. We're coming back to Sphinx. So those elbows are close to us. All 10 fingers are on the ground. Inhale as we pull our abdominals in. Exhale, we press away. We're finding the length through that belly, through the spine. You're actively pressing yourself away from the mat. Pull those abdominals in. 3 more breaths here. 1 more breath here. And then we'll lower all the way down. We'll tuck our toes, plant our knees, press up. And we will bring our knees as wide as our mat. Big toes touch, sink your hips back. And this time we're going to come onto our elbows. We're going to get into our shoulders. Our forehead comes to the mat, and we bring the palms of our hands together behind our head, get into our shoulders here. Keep those abdominals active. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Finish up your last breath here. And then bring your hands by your head. Press yourselves up. Bring your knees together. Sit your hips to one side and bring those legs in front of you. We're going to come to 1 more hip mobility before we stretch and take our Shavasana. So bringing your hands behind you and your knees are bent with your feet flat on the ground. I would say they're wider than your mat is a good gauge. We're going to start to take our right foot and drop our knee towards the center as we come onto the edge of that big toe. Back to center, we switch sides. Left knee comes in. So we're doing 1 leg at a time to really get that internal hip rotation. 2 more each way. And 1 more. And we can sit up nice and tall. Bring the soles of the feet together and fold ourselves forward. And sit up nice and tall. Bring those legs long. Flex your feet, pressing your legs actively into the ground. Then bring those shoulders over your hips. Pull those abdominals in. Neck is long as we press our arms along by our side, coming into staff pose. 4 more breaths here. Great. We can start to bend our knees and plant our feet and lower ourselves all the way down to the mat. Once we're on the mat, keep those knees bent and those feet flat. Arms are along by our side. We're going to come into our bridge pose. So we press our hips up to the ceiling, actively press our arms into the mat. 2 more breaths here. And 1 more breath here. And then we'll lower back down. We'll open up our knees or our feet as wide as the mat. Drop those knees over to the left side. Bring your hands to your belly. Bring your knees back to center. Drop them off to the other side. And bring your knees back to center. We'll heel toe your feet together. Bring those knees into your Chest, your hands are on your knees and press those knees in there and breathe. And release. We'll make our way to Shavasana. Bring one leg long and then the other. Bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Closing your eyes. Removing the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Taking 2 breaths and breathing into that space between your eyes. Trying to remove any tension. Taking 2 breaths there. And then we'll take 2 more breaths before we enter full Shavasana. We'll take a full breath, trying to fill up our entire head with air. So here we go. Big inhale. And exhale. One more time. Big inhale. Big exhale. And let yourself melt into the mat. Let your body get heavier and heavier. You start to bend one knee and then the other. Turn onto our right hand side. And then press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to your knees. Taking a moment to thank yourself for being here. I thank you for being here, and I hope if you liked this video, you will click the like button. And if you'd like more content, please subscribe. I so enjoyed my time with you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.